Where shall I start? Well, it's been said that Jewish women are known to speak out and tell you what they think, and I'm one of them. I'm so tired of hearing Trump put down America, saying, make America great again, because America has been great since 17.
Barbra Streisand, the iconic singer, actress, and activist, made a highly anticipated appearance on The View this morning. Known for her outspoken political views and unwavering advocacy for social justice, Streisand's voice has always carried weight in the entertainment industry. But today, she was ready to take on one of the most controversial figures in modern American politics, Donald Trump. As the show's host, Whoopi Goldberg, introduced her, the audience erupted in applause, eager to hear Streisand's thoughts on the political landscape. Streisand, dressed in her signature chic style, smiled warmly before her face shifted to a more serious expression. It was clear that today was not just another celebrity interview, this was a powerful moment of political discourse. Goldberg wasted no time diving into the conversation, asking Streisand how she felt about the state of the country under Trump's leadership. Streisand didn't hesitate, her words coming out with a mixture of passion and frustration. "Let's be clear," she began, looking directly at the camera. "What we're witnessing right now is the result of an egomaniac who has no regard for the truth, the Constitution, or the well-being of this country. Donald Trump has proven time and time again that his priorities lie in protecting himself, not the American people." The room fell silent as Streisand continued, her voice steady but filled with conviction. "The way he has manipulated the system, fueled hatred, and divided the nation is something none of us should accept. This man does not represent the values America was built upon. He represents greed, dishonesty, and a complete disregard for the common good." Audience members nodded in agreement, many of them applauding at her fierce words. Streisand, never one to shy away from controversy, didn't hold back. She spoke with the same fierce determination that had characterized her career, her activism, and her fight for social change. "It's not just his policies that are damaging," she added, "it's his rhetoric, the way he stirs up fear and hatred among the people. Look at the way he's attacked women, minorities, and the media. Look at how he's dismissed science, undermined climate change, and failed to act when the country needed him most during a global pandemic." As Streisand spoke, the audience's energy shifted from quiet anticipation to powerful support. There was no mistaking the gravity of the moment. Barbra Streisand was not just speaking out as a celebrity, she was speaking out as an American who refused to stand idly by as her country was torn apart.
I think we share something, which is we both hate liars. You know, you can do almost anything to me or say
That's
anything
right,
to
I
me.
agree.
Just don't lie to me.
I know. See,
It's such
I
a
was
great...
lied to as a child. That's why I'm so passionate about lies and people who lie. Truth communicates. Lies...
It reads, yeah.
Well, in this case, I mean, his lies seem to work for a bit. But truth eventually wins out, don't you think?
Paused, letting her words sink in before continuing. "I've spent my life using my platform to speak up for what's right. I've supported causes that fight for equality, justice, and compassion. And right now, that's what America needs more than ever, a leader who understands empathy, who stands for truth, and who isn't afraid to do what's right for the country, not for their own ego." Goldberg then asked Streisand about her thoughts on the upcoming election and what she believed it would take to move forward as a nation. Streisand's eyes narrowed with focus. "It's not just about voting against Trump," she replied. "It's about voting for a future that values love over hate, truth over lies, and unity over division. The stakes are higher than ever, and we need to choose a leader who will heal the wounds this country has suffered. A leader who believes in the people, not just in their own power." Her message was clear. It was time for a change, and it was time for Americans to rise up against the divisiveness Trump had fostered. The audience erupted into applause once more, and Streisand gave a small, humble nod of appreciation. As the conversation shifted to lighter topics, it was evident that Streisand's words had left a lasting impact on everyone in the room. She had used her platform not just to entertain, but to speak out for the values she believed in and for the future of her country. Backstage, the producers and crew were abuzz with energy. This wasn't just another celebrity interview, this was Barbra Streisand speaking truth to power, unafraid of the consequences. She had stood firm in her belief that the American people deserved better and that it was up to each and every one of them to make sure they got it. The tension in the air was palpable as The View opened its morning broadcast, and the legendary Barbra Streisand took her seat for what was expected to be an unforgettable interview. The audience eagerly anticipated her thoughts on the political climate, and Streisand did not disappoint. As soon as she appeared, the applause was deafening, but it wasn't just for her entertainment legacy, it was for her fierce activism and willingness to speak out on the issues that truly matter.
This is a leader of a sovereign nation, and you are doing theater with him because you're trying to show that you're the hard guy. But I don't think anybody wanted you to be the hard guy. I don't think you asked anybody how they felt, how people who voted for you.
Whoopi Goldberg, who has been a staunch ally of Streisand throughout the years, wasted no time in diving into the heart of the discussion. She opened with a question that had been on the minds of many. Barbra, we've all seen how tumultuous the last few years have been under President Donald Trump's leadership. How do you feel about the current state of the nation? The atmosphere shifted as Streisand took a deep breath and looked into the cameras. Her eyes, usually warm and welcoming, were now steely with determination. The audience fell silent, hanging on every word that was about to come. Let's get something straight, Streisand began, her voice powerful and unwavering. What we're witnessing right now is a complete breakdown of what it means to be a leader of this country. Donald Trump doesn't embody the values that this nation was built on: freedom, equality, justice. What he represents is a deep-seated disregard for those very ideals. He has put his own interests above the well-being of the American people, and it's time we call it what it is: a failure of leadership. The room was quiet for a moment, before an eruption of applause filled the air. Streisand's words had struck a chord, and it was clear that the public was yearning for someone to stand up and speak truth to power. Streisand continued, her words coming with the weight of years of activism and experience. Under Trump's leadership,
Let me just tell you something. I know you always have a question. You mean my White House aides lied? What about his aides? What about Mueller's aides? He didn't say that at all. You're untruthful when you ask. You are untruthful when you ask that question. When you ask that question, you're untruthful. And if you were ever truthful, you'd be able to write the truth. Same thing with April Ryan. I watch her get up. I mean, you talk about somebody that's a loser. She doesn't know what the hell.
we've watched him attack women, marginalized communities, and the press. We've seen him elevate lies and spread misinformation. We've seen him turn a global pandemic into a political game, while our healthcare system failed so many people. There was no denying the intensity of her words, nor the anger she felt. The crowd responded with cheers of support, but Streisand was not finished. She leaned forward, as though the message she was about to deliver needed to be heard by every single person tuning in. He uses his platform to create chaos. He fuels conspiracy theories. He panders to the worst impulses in people, she said, her voice rising. And the worst part, he's made the country believe that this is what leadership looks like. But I'm here to tell you, it's not leadership, it's a disgrace. As the conversation continued, Streisand reflected on her own journey through activism. She spoke candidly about the times when she had stood up against injustice, whether it was during the civil rights movement or advocating for the LGBTQ+ community. She reminded the audience that despite the challenges, America had always been able to rise above its darkest times, but she also cautioned that the damage caused by Trump's administration might be irreversible unless people took action. This is not just about politics, she said passionately. This is about our future, our children, and the kind of world we leave behind. I've seen firsthand how powerful it is when we come together for what's right, when we fight for a world where everyone has an equal chance to succeed, no matter their race, gender, or background. But that's not what we've seen from Trump. He doesn't care about the American people, he cares about his image, his power, and his wealth. Whoopi, visibly moved by Streisand's words, nodded in agreement. You've always been a voice for change, Barbra. What do you think it will take for the American people to recognize the importance of this election and the need to move away from what we've been living through. Streisand took a moment, collecting her thoughts before delivering her final message. It's about courage. It's about having the courage to stand up and say, enough is enough. We need leaders who don't just speak the rhetoric, they live it. We need leaders who will unite us, not divide us. We need leaders who will listen to science, to truth, and to the voices of the people. If we don't make a change, we risk losing everything. If you want to stay updated with all the latest political developments, breaking news and powerful interviews like this one, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Stay informed, stay engaged, and don't miss out on the latest updates as we continue to follow this crucial moment in history together.